Good evening and welcome to Newsbite. I'm Andrew Turner and making the headlines this week. Extractor successfully lifted out of the water. MV Helena brings her first cargo to the island. And Clyde Barendse kayaks around St Helena. Local fishing vessel, the MV Extractor, was successfully lifted out of the water on Friday afternoon. Weighing over 60 tonnes, this is the largest vessel ever to be lifted on St Helena. Problems with the lifting process caused minor delays, but the team from AMD Engineering rectified the situation, and the boat was successfully lifted a little after 4 p.m. The lifting is the final act of a contract that will see the sale of the Extractor from St Marine Resources Limited to its new owner, Adrian Duncan. Final payment for the vessel will be made once a thorough hull inspection is completed. These funds will help stem the flow of depleting cash reserves currently being experienced by St Helena fisheries. Previously, large boats had to go to Cape Town to be lifted, but new facilities will now be used on island by the Extractor and also potentially by the slightly heavier Amalia when she eventually needs lifting. The newly christened MV Helena made its first ever voyage to St Helena, arriving on Monday the 3rd of March with 698 tonnes of cargo. The MV Helena is the cargo vessel that is intended to replace the RMS once a regular air service is achieved. The ship was chartered by SHG to fill the gap in freight arrivals left by the cancellation of Voyage 255 of the RMS. This was also to ensure that there would be no backlog of cargo waiting in Cape Town while the RMS is in dry dock. The MV Helena will eventually become St Helena's substantive cargo carrier. Andrew Weir Shipping Management has said the vessel will be refitted to carry up to 12 passengers and that it will be able to exceed the island's cargo transport needs. The vessel has previously operated out of Gibraltar and was originally called the Emsworth Christian and was renamed after being purchased by Andrew Weir Shipping Management. Visiting yachtsman Clyde Barendse launched a kayaking trip around the circumference of St Helena last Friday morning to raise awareness for the Letty Foundation. Clyde set a record time completing the journey in just 5 hours. I caught up with Clyde to find out more about this challenge.
Yeah, I basically came here to do a circumnavigation of the island. It's something I do, so I've circumnavigated the island, the country, and I've raced a runner, Steve Black, from Cape Point to Durban, so from South Africa. And then just decided to do like a fun, casual mission to raise awareness for my mate Charles Haynes, whose wife died of cancer. Her name is Letty, and a lot of our group have done celebrations of their life from dying with cancer over 2.5 years. And she passed shortly after one of our expeditions, and this is the boat I used to do that event, so I brought it here to kind of celebrate her. And then one of the local islanders kind of helped me on when I did the inspection of the island over the last couple of days, and her name is Helene, and she runs a store in Sandy Bay. And yeah, I just want to say thanks to her and kind of doing this for her on the island. Yeah.
So you're going to take this kayak all the way around, the entire way around the island?
Yeah.
Have you been practicing for this, or is this just something you think you feel you can jump straight into?
I've done these events before. I wasn't very fit when I left on the yacht from South Africa, but I've been training on the way, so jumping off the yacht and training behind it. I've got a really kind-hearted, cool vibe skipper, John Little, and we've come up on an aluminium hull yacht called Tenorca. I'll send some pictures to you of it. And we've been dropping off the back and paddling behind the yacht, kind of training for this event on the way up.
Wow. So you prepare for the strong waves, particularly around like the Sandy Bay side of the island?
Yes, yeah. They get quite big, especially on just before Sperry Point and Sandy Bay, on some of the peaks. And I can imagine the Atlantic top side gets quite heavy. So all the predominant winds are southeast, wrapping around the island. And yeah, it's 30 miles. I think I did it roughly in about 5 hours, going around checking it out. And yeah, that's about what I'm aiming for.
Clyde has had previous adventures too. He has kayaked the circumference of Ireland and in 2014 engaged in a race with endurance runner Steve Black. The race saw Clyde take his kayak from Cape Point to Durban, racing against Steve, who was running on foot. Well, that's it for this week's Newsbite, but remember you can catch up on the latest news in the Sentinel and also by tuning in to SAMS Radio 1. So, until next week, I'm Andrew Turner, and thank you all for watching.